Namaste everyone, it's Mickey out here. Today I'll be talking about Trikonasana, the triangle pose, the basis of Hatha Yoga, the starting, where we do. So Trikonasana actually means a triangle, as the name says. Means three. It's an easier pose as it looks, but there is a lot that goes inside this pose because you have to contract many muscles and relax the other side. So I'll be talking about that, each part individually. So how do we start this pose is standing in Samasthiti. We take 3.5 feet distance. For different people the distance is different. Normally they say 3.5 feet. Depends on your height actually. So you have to get the distance yourself. An easier way I can tell you is you can use a yoga belt here. If you don't have a yoga belt, you can have a string. So what we do is we take that distance, that the wrist joint and the ankle joint should be in one line. So when you open up the arms, you see, if I bring this here, now this is the right distance for me because the wrist joint is touching the ankle joint. So this is the right distance. On the other side, the same thing I will do. So it's moving. Okay, so you see, so this is the right distance. So we can do this. Regarding the Trikonasana, I will be guiding you against the wall because that's how you align into that asana. After that, I'll be talking about Trikonasana without the wall. So with the wall, we take 3.5 feet distance. We keep your back sole touching the wall. Now here, I'll start with the left side first. So take your left foot out. That left foot, the sole, the back side should be in line with the arch in the middle. So this back should be in line with the middle of the foot. So that way your hips will be square. Your hips will not go forward or backward. So this thing is touching against the wall, the sole. Here I see if it's in the midline of the back foot. What we do is we stretch the arms wide apart. We feel as someone is pulling us. Okay? Someone is pulling us. We put the greater trochanter inside. We contract the psoas major muscles. We go. We hold the ankle, okay, and we go up. So we look up and we open the chest. And why are we doing against the wall? What are we doing against the wall? Here, my hips should be touching the wall. So that means my the other hip will not be falling forward. I will have an accurate measurement that yes, my hip is all square, it's touching the wall, my back is touching the wall. Okay, so in this asana I will be guiding through 3 parts, as the name says Trikonasana. So I have my own thing that I've divided this asana into 3 parts. Basically I'll be talking about which muscles to contract and which muscles to relax in this asana. So I have divided this into what happens into the spine, because this asana basically focus on the spine. What happens into your shoulder joint and what happens onto your leg. So first I will be guiding through each part, then I'll be teaching you how to get into this asana. Okay, all together. So what happens in the leg? First, talking about the leg, if I want to go on to the left side, so we have a greater trochanter out here. Greater trochanter is a bone which you can just feel. If you just go inside and dig, you can feel some prominence out here. Okay, that is the greater trochanter. It's on the femur. This bone is called femur. So you can also Google if you want, if you have some confusion, or you can ask me in the comments. This is greater trochanter, and then you have a psoas major muscle. Psoas major originates from the lumbar spine, from here, the lumbar spine. So I can't show you inside the body, but it's like the lumbar, the L1 to L5. Also it originates from T12, that's the thoracic. So T12, L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. and it goes, and straight inside it goes into the lesser trochanter, not the greater trochanter. Inserts into the lesser trochanter. Contraction of the psoas major, what it does is flexes the hip. So what here we will be doing, which side we are bending? We are bending towards the left side. So focusing on the left greater trochanter and the psoas major, what we need to focus is we need to contract the psoas, bring it in, and we need to also focus on this greater trochanter. We need to move it back and in. Okay, so it's like going back and in. It's like, so what actions is happening here is it's like this. It's like opening. Okay, it's like opening. So when I'm going down there, what's happening is I'm bringing this greater trochanter, contracting the psoas major, in, okay? Going, and go slowly. You can feel it. And remember, your hip should not come off like this. When you're doing this actually correctly, your hip will not fall forward, because that's how you stabilize the joint. So what's happening here is, on the left side, greater trochanter, you have to take back, you have to contract the psoas major. Right side, gluteus maximus. Gluteus is the hip, the butt flesh you have. It's the gluteus. It stabilizes the joint, hip joint. So your right side will not be falling forward, or it will not be going backwards. So you have to focus on three things down there. That's why we say asana is a kind of meditation. Because if you're doing trikonasana like, okay, you know, so it looks easier and you're doing it wrong, because you're not focusing on the muscle. Asana is a kind of meditation, because you have to focus on each and every muscles, how you're standing, is your alignment correct, and then you enter into a proper asana. As the definition says, you have to be relaxed completely in an asana, which happens very few times. So what we will do is, this gluteus will be stabilizing the hip joint. Trochanter out and in, out and in, and we go down. Okay, so that's what's happening with the hip. During this, if we talk about the leg, what's happening in the leg is we have to contract the quadriceps. The quadriceps is the thigh muscles, this muscle. In that case, we need to contract both the thigh muscles. That brings the kneecap up. Okay, so contracting this, contract kneecap up. And what happens in the leg is we have the peroneus brevis and the longus out here, the outer side. So towards the side we are bending, I can't show you towards that side because it's on this side, so that's why I showed you here. So here, peroneus longus and brevis, what am I going to do is, this peroneus and longus, peroneus longus and peroneus brevis, it's towards the fibular side, the fibular bone. It actually stabilizes your foot, the foot towards which you are bending. Okay, it stabilizes the ball of the sole on the ground. So this thing will stabilizes my ankle joint. Okay, so I have talked about the leg till now. Greater trochanter in, hip flexes, contract the psoas, flexes, contract the quadriceps, pull the kneecap up, go down. Focus on the peroneus longus brevis, stabilizes the left foot. Okay, so that's about the leg. If we focus on the spine, what happens in the spine? We have the two vertebrae, we have the erectus spinae muscle in between. Erectus spinae, what it does is, it's what we have to focus is we have to lengthen the spine in Trikonasana. We just don't have to bend it, you know. We don't have to bend it because we are going like this. We just don't have to bend the spine. Even if we are going like there, it has to be like this. The spine has to be like this. We don't have to take the spine like this. Okay. So if I'm bending, the spine should be like straight. You see, straight. So we are lengthening the spine by erectus spinae. Also, what happens is most of the people, they try to compress their neck during this asana. Unknowingly, they do it. What happens, I'll show you, is when they're doing here, they go, and their neck automatically touches the sternum, the chin touches the sternum, and then they look up. So what you have done here is you have actually hampered the alignment of the spine, you know. Here you have gone towards too much flexion of the cervical spine. So what we have to focus here is you have to keep this straight. If we are going here, you don't have to do it like this, you don't have to take it like too much stress. Okay? So you have to, it's not necessary to look up at first. Okay? When you're down there, just keep looking in the front. Keep the eye at level. Okay? So here I'm going. Just look, and when you see that your neck is straight, it's not bent, it's not hyperextended, then you go and look up. Okay? In case you have neck pain, please don't look up. It will increase your pain. Okay? So that was again with the spine. What happens with the shoulder, as we said? Shoulder has a muscle called rhomboids. Rhomboids is this muscle, I'll show you. This. What happens with the rhomboids is when you contract the rhomboids, like we're doing this, so it brings the scapular. The scapular is the big bone. That's the scapular. It brings the scapular together. I mean, it doesn't bring together, but it tries to bring them towards the midline, medially. Okay? So when we're doing like this, it's bringing towards the medially. Okay? What happens with the deltoid is we are again contracting deltoid. Deltoid is this muscle. The muscle where you get intramuscular injections. So it's like the shoulder. You have the prominent muscle, like, okay? So we contract this, that takes the right arm up by contracting the deltoid. Contract the rhomboids, that will bring the scapular together in the midline. This trapezius muscles, what you have to focus is you have to lengthen the lower one-third. Lower one-third actually when you're out there and you're lengthening it, what it does, it elongates your spine again, and it keeps your neck, the chin, away from your shoulder. So three things again we're doing here: the deltoid, the rhomboids, the trapezius. Okay? We go here, out here, bend towards the left side, go up, contracting the rhomboids, go up, contracting the deltoids, lengthening the neck. This should not compress by the trapezius, and then you look up. So these are the three things you have to focus. So while getting this, I hope you understood everything. If you get any confusion, you can write me in the comment section. I will try to clarify it. Keeping these things in the mind, now we will be going into Trikonasana. Okay? So that's why I thought of going in teaching you first, and then we'll be going into Trikonasana. So again, we'll be doing against the wall, open into 3.5 feet distance, measure with the rope or a belt if you have, left foot out, right foot in, see if it's in the midline, see that the back of the left foot has to be in midline with the arch of the right one. Basically what people try to do is they put all the pressure on this knee, they straighten up, you don't have to bend it. They straighten up and they put all the pressure, but actually also your pressure should be going on the back leg. So what people do is they forget the back leg. So your pressure should be on the back leg also, on the outer side of the sole. Okay? So we stretch the arms, we bring the greater trochanter out and in, we contract the psoas muscles, pull the quadriceps up, pull the kneecaps up, go lean towards the left side, flex the hip, stabilize the peroneus longus, peroneus brevis, contract the deltoid, bring the arm up, contract the rhomboids, bring the scapular towards the midline, and see if your neck is straight or not. Contract the trapezius, and then you're focusing on the spine also. Your spine has to be in one line. Focus on the rectus spinae and open up your chest. See, it's looking at the wall. You have to see the wall, okay? Your chest should be open. And then you look up. Okay? What happens is, what people do is they look up straight away. So what happens, it gives you an illusion that, oh my god, your spine is totally erect and it's like you're bending properly. That's what I always tell my students, never to do that, because first you have to open up your chest. Look up, open up your chest like, what people do here is they look up and they forget about the chest. Main aim is opening up the chest. You open up the chest, open up the chest, open up the chest, then you look up. And if you feel any tension in the neck, please look straight. Okay. You can also use a brick. If you have problem holding your angle, you can keep it for a support out here. And when I'm going, now here also you have to remember that the shoulder, the right arm has to be in length, in line with the left shoulder and the left arm. It should not be outside like this, you see, not like this, not like here, it should be in one line. Now we'll be using the wall in the other way. Here what we do is we keep the left foot just aligned with the wall. Why we are doing it is that we have to put the pressure, because when you have a wall, you realize you tend to, like unconsciously, you tend to push the wall out, because that's how you're bending. When you're bending towards the right, you push the wall out on the left side. What happens in that case is you will not be able to do that, so that pressure will come on the outer part of your left foot, and that's what we have to do if we do without any support, without any wall. So as I told you previously, if we are bending like this towards the left side, you have to be conscious about your right side also. If you're bending, what people tend to do is they just bend, they put all the pressure here, and their right foot will tend to lift up like this sometimes, a little. You can feel the pressure, you know. So what you have to do is you have to press this outside foot down. The sole has to be down. So what you have to do is you have to put body weight on the outside, the back leg also, not only on the front leg, because if you're putting all the weight on your front leg, in future you will develop knee problems. So what your idea should be that you have to put the weight on the right side also. Okay, so here we'll be going towards the right side, 3.5 feet. Stretch your arms. If you're not able to stretch the arms because you have a wall, you can just keep the hand on the wall. Now bend towards the right side, as I told you, taking the thigh out, the gluteus, the psoas major muscles contracting, the psoas major, greater trochanter back, and you go. Now here, when you do this, you will feel a lot of pressure going on the back foot, and that's what has to happen. So this part has to be pushing down. This outer part has to push down, okay? Your weight has to be here. So what people do is, without this, when you're bending, they tend to put all the weight here and on the other leg, and this goes a little up. So this has to put down. Now we'll be doing this asana without any support, without any wall. So just a proper Trikonasana without any support. So starting with Samasthiti, take 3.5 feet distance according to your height. This time we'll be trying to go towards the right side. So right foot out, left foot in. Make sure it's in between, your right side foot is in line with the arch of the left side in the middle. Stretch your arms, fix your torso, align your hips, look forward, see that the hips are square, okay? Now what we do is we contract the psoas major muscle, we take the greater trochanter back and out, we flex the hip, we go towards, bend towards the right side, and at the same time we are stabilizing the foot with peroneus longus and brevius, stabilizing the foot joint. We are contracting the deltoid that takes the left arm up. We are contracting the rhomboids. We are lengthening the spine with erectus spinae, and we take the arm up. We keep the right arm on the ankle joint or on the break if you have. Look straight, lengthen the spine with erectus spinae, contract your lengthen your trapezius muscle, not contract, and when you're doing that, you're lengthening the neck, and then when you see that you're all aligned, that this is not going forward, it's all aligned, you look up and you stay in that pose. And when you want to return, just slowly return. Right foot in, and then you go back into Samasthiti. So that's all about Trikonasana. I hope I was able to explain you with all the muscles, which muscles to contract. And if you have any confusions, do write in the comment section. And if you need any help, do let me know. Do subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Thank you. Namaste. Have a lovely day. Om Namah Shivaya.